everyone. My name is Maya Marum, and I'm super excited to be your host tonight for tonight's thrilling final of the FORTHEM Researcher Grand Prix. Woo! So, tonight, guys, you will give your votes on Slido.com. Everyone can vote for every contestant. And the scale ranges from 1 through 6. And after each contestant, you give your vote from 1 through 6. And after each contestant, you have some minutes to give your vote. A QR code like this will appear on the screen after each contestant. We are gathered here in Kristiansand, Norway, tonight to crown our very first European champion of Researcher Grand Prix. We have 11 contestants from all over Europe here to impress you in the audience. And let's not forget to impress you out there watching us on live stream today. So tonight we say, welcome Kristiansand, and we say, welcome Europe. Let's do a digital round trip. We're starting up north. Hello, Finland. Moi Finland! Give it up for Finland! And let's say Sveike, Latvia. Hi, Latvia! Next, we have Poland. Shema, Poland! Now let's travel to Germany. Hallo, Deutschland. There they are! We're packing our bags. We are leaving for France. Here we go. Bonsoir, France! And last but not least, Bună ziua, Romania. Hi, guys. Thank you. And that's what makes tonight so special, because we're a part of a larger academic community. On this stage, you will meet researchers that have won their preliminary national competitions. They come from 6 FORTHEM universities: the University of Opole, University of Latvia, Johannes Gutenberg University of Mainz, University of Jyväskylä, University of Burgundy, and our own University of Agder. So get ready for a truly unique experience. We have 11 talented researchers. They are eagerly awaiting their turn backstage, and each with just 4 minutes to captivate you guys with their performance. After each contestant, you will give your vote online, and they will also be reviewed by our outstanding judges. Let's meet the judges for the evening. Give it up. On the left, we have Ingrid Fortun. You are a seasoned director, and you're someone who's spent a lot of time working with professionals that work on a stage. So what are your advice to the researchers that are about to step up here tonight?
Try to fill yourself with joy of the performance. Try to get in contact with us. We are the public, but we are each one individuals. Try to get in contact with us. And just perform yourself.
Good advice. Thank you, Ingrid. And next to you, we have Nicole Burkle. You are the General Secretary of the FORTHEM Alliance, and you are manager of the FORTHEM Academy. What is your main focus tonight when you are judging these contestants?
Well, I will mainly focus on the research part of the presentation. Let's say, is the methodology explained? Is it perfectly clear what is their research, what they're based on, and is it explained in a way that it's easy to understand for all of us? So this will be my major focus, and I wish all the candidates a lot of fun tonight, because they all have such a passion for their research. And yes, it's a great opportunity to present here, I think.
Well said. Thank you, Nicole. And lastly, Alexandra, Kosalka. You're an experienced journalist. You're working and writing in Norwegian, but you've grown up in Poland. Given that English is a second language for all the candidates here tonight, what kind of level of proficiency do you anticipate in their presentations?
Well, English is the language of academia, so I would expect good English. But tonight is all about communication, communicating the research. And to communicate, you have to be clear, you have to be understandable. So I would not expect like big dictionary words. I would expect that they make themselves clear and make me understand what they're talking about.
Thank you, Alexandra. Okay, thank you, judges. You have to take good care of our brave contestants tonight. Okay, our contestants, they are top-notch researchers. But can they deliver a killer presentation? You will be the judge of that. Let's get started with our first speaker. Sing and get healthy. That's Mari Koistinen's topic. Mari comes from the University of Jyväskylä. Her research explores the connection between singing and well-being. She investigates how group singing can improve health by combining embodiment and vocal techniques with wellness practices. This sounds fascinating, and we want to hear more. Welcome on stage, Mari.
Hello. I am here to talk to you about us, human beings, about art education, and about its impact to our overall well-being. So, I would like to now engage you all, and if you agree what I'm about to say, so could you please put your thumbs up? If you disagree, thumbs down, and something in between, just twiddle your thumbs. So, thumbs ready, here we go. Healthy children are happier. What do you think? Yes. Healthier and happier children are more eager and motivated to learn. Okay. And what about this? Making music is healthy, especially singing together. Great, thank you. I do agree with you, and so do all the other researchers as well. But what we see, hear, and read from the media today is totally another thing. So, let me quote. The impaired mental and overall health of young people is a problem for society as a whole and a threat for European democracy. I have been a music teacher for over 25 years, and I have personally seen and felt the change of the well-being of our children and adolescents. Since kids spend a lot of time at school, I think schools are the places to tackle this issue together. So I ask myself a question: what can I, as a music teacher, do to help the kids feel better? So I was thinking, what are the basic elements of singing? They are self-awareness, self-esteem, body awareness, breathing, resonance. And then I was thinking, what are the basic elements of well-being? Well, self-esteem, self-awareness, body awareness, breathing, etc. So I thought, why not combine them all? And that's how I came up with my research idea, an intervention called the fundamentals of singing. Because we are human instruments, so we need to tackle this together. So I thought that singing in a group context, we can actually build up the awareness of all these things and to build up the well-being of our children and youth. The Fundamentals of Singing is a new cost-effective study course which can be implemented into existing school structures and also to the curriculum. Well, human instrument is living, it's bodily, it has emotions, and it is attached to our brain. So I thought I need to tackle this subject interdisciplinary. So I designed and invented the Singer's Pyramid, a new learning path model, which is very interdisciplinary. as you know, these ancient pyramids of Egypt, they have been standing there for thousands of years, and they are still standing because they were built on a solid foundation, brick by brick. So the idea is to build the fundamentals of the well-being together and give these building blocks to our children and youth together so that they can actually have tools for their self-care for the future. Art education and also humanities, those are the things we need the most today, now more than ever. So maybe I'm not maybe I'm right when I say that singing together is an easy and fun way to get healthy. So I do encourage you all to sing with your friends, sing with your kids, sing with your families, co-workers, relatives, friends, because singing together we can make the world better. Right. Thank you.
Thank you, Marie.
Thank you.
I considered singing this to you, but I'm gonna save that maybe next time.
Yes.
So you say singing helps with well-being.
Yes.
I think sometimes I hear people say, oh, I can't sing, or I'm too shy to sing in front of other people. Do you have any advice for these people?
Yes, I have also heard that question a lot of time. Well, singing is a skill like any other skill. So it's like learning to swim. So it takes time, it takes passion and motivation, but you have your body, you have your instrument in you. So you just need to start using it, and you can sing because you can also speak. That's the same instrument.
True. Challenge for you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you, Marie.
Thank you.
Give it up for Marie. And now you guys can vote for Marie. So now you go in on slido.com and you give Marie your vote from 1 through 6. And you can start voting now. Wonderful. Now, hopefully, your votes are in. And we also need to hear, Marie, from our judges of the evening. Judges, what do you think about Marie's presentation?
Good.
Thank you.
I think that, no doubt, you have such a passion for your topic and such a knowledge. And you are at your best in the start and especially in the end of your performance, because then your whole body is starting to get alive. And you have a very, your gestures are very good with your hands. You could actually use the stage a bit more, sometimes to use changing your places, being at the stage. That would be more dynamic, but in your yourself, you are a dynamic person.
Woo!
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Nicole?
Yes, first of all, congratulations to this great presentation. It was nice. I know how difficult it is to be the first one.
Ooh.
So, and congratulations to your very, very interesting research project. I think when you do this another time, you could focus a little bit more on what exactly is your research part about in that. We know about your starting point, we know about where you want to go, developing this model, but how you reach this could be a little bit more stressed, but this is only a minor aspect, so but great presentation.
Thank you. Thank you.
Alexandra?
I love that we start on a positive note, seeing and get help. This is not something you get often on media. Because very often media can get focused on what's negative. We hear that a lot from our readers. So not only you're giving us a positive story, you're also giving us solutions. Make it a part of like a school, make it a school course. So I think that you're responding to a very, very big need in society, being positive, giving a concrete solution, and I loved your presentation.
Thank you. Thank you so
Wonderful.
much. Thank you.
And now let's see the judges' scores. Here you go. What do you give Mari today? A 4, a 5, and a 5. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mari. Thank you, judges. You have really kick-started this show. Well done. Moving on. Imants Knesinc is currently pursuing his PhD at the University of Latvia. He has spent 11 years in London working in the advertising industry. Now back in Riga, he teaches at multiple universities, writes a book about digital marketing, and focuses his PhD research on enhancing the effectiveness of business incubators to strengthen local economies. We want to hear your 4 minutes, Imants. Welcome on stage.
Do you want to live in a rich country or a poor country? That's an easy question, right? We all want to live in a thriving economy. And the only way how we can achieve that is through active entrepreneurship. But how can the public sector directly influence it? For decades, the answer to this question has been business incubators. It's a place where people can come together, develop their ideas, get the support, and ultimately, at the end, hopefully, develop a really successful venture. Governments, municipalities, and universities are investing billions of taxpayer money, yes, yours and mine as well, into business incubators. But one question still hasn't been answered. Are business incubators effective? Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed members of the jury, my name is Imants, and the focus of my research is to get an answer to that question. And in order to do that, I have developed a model. And the model consists of 4 parts. The first part is philosophy. Although the overarching objective of any business incubator is to generate new ventures, there are 2 schools of thought. The first one focuses on entrepreneurial education, and the second one is on resource allocation, meaning that an incubant would come to a business incubator and say, I need a new website, or I need some money for research and development, and the business incubator would provide that. The second part is selection. How do business incubators select the business incubants? Now, it's 3 categories. The first one is super easy. They're just not ready. But the second 2 are considerably more difficult. So one is they will succeed irrespective of participating in a business incubator. And the second one is they will succeed only with participation of the business incubator. Now, my research shows that business incubators typically go for the sure wins, and then that resources are deprived for the ones that need actually the most. The third part is what kind of support does the business incubator provide? And that can be charted across 2 different axes. So the first one, the x-axis, is the support intensive or more of a laissez-faire? So on this side, we have a fixed 6-month program that they need to go through. And the other side is join us, work at your own pace, and let's see what happens. Now, on the y-axis, is it just a specific list of services that the business incubator provides, and you can pick and choose? Or on the other side, the customized side, is that you go to the business incubator, and you tell them, I need this specific thing, and they provide you. Now, my research shows that majority of business incubators go for the intensive and standardized approach, but what if the most successful approach to generate new ventures is a completely different one? The fourth part of the model is evaluation. So what do business incubators optimize against? Is it number of graduates, companies created, revenue, patents, exports? By putting this all together, I'll be able to develop a model that will answer that one burning question. Are business incubators effective? And the value will not be just scientific, but also practical. Because then business incubators will have the methodology to become more effective and more efficient at developing new ventures. Thank you.
Well done, Yilmaz. So you have not concluded your research yet.
Not yet, 2 years to go.
Okay. So what is the most surprising thing you've learned so far in your research?
The importance of the reputation of business incubators. So if a venture has graduated a business incubator that has a really good reputation and they're famous, that will help them down the line to actually attract new funding, because that will be of a seal for quality. And the opposite is also true. So if they graduate a business incubator that no one has heard of, or the reputation is not particularly good, then investors might think that, oh, they're not very good if they had to go and receive that level of service, right? So actually, the business incubators have to promote themselves, and they have to generate enough demand for their service, for the incubants to be successful down the line. So,
Interesting. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, guys, are you ready to vote for Yilmaz? You go on the same site, slido.com, and give your vote from 1 to 6, and you can start voting now. Perfect. Let's hope the votes are in. And also, let's hear from our judges. Judges, what do you think of Yilmaz?
Yes, congratulations for your presentation. That was really, really interesting. And what I liked most about your presentation was that you started with this question at the very beginning and then guided us through your research project and how you will gain your results. That was really, really good. And I really liked your presentation. And I know it's a hot topic at present, so good luck with your research. It's really, really interesting.
Thank you.
I really liked also how you took us step by step by how you're working, explained very well all the terms. What I like from the media point of view is that whatever the conclusion of your research will be, it might be inspiring for the local media, basically wherever in Europe or in the world, to look at their own business incubators, business hubs, whatever, like institutions like that, if they're effective, and if they're maybe, like you said, just go for the businesses that would, succeed anyway.
Thank you.
I love your stage energy. I love your intensity. And you started out by connecting with us, giving us a smile, making me feel that you really enjoy to perform. So that's good.
Thank you.
Sense to detail. Thank you, judges. Okay, judges, we have to see your scoreboards. What is your score for Yilmaz? It's a 4, a 5, and a 5. Congratulations. Thank you, guys. Let me introduce to you Elena Suarez-Kronauer, a digital humanist from Mainz, Germany. Today, she will show us how she uses digital methods and data feminism to shed light on women in the early 19th century correspondence. Because with digital methods, one can uncover incredible insights, like exploring the quantitative connection between Shakespeare and romantic women. Welcome on stage, Elena.
Sein oder nicht sein? Das ist hier die Frage. Does anyone here have any idea what I just said? I think so, no? Because even if you don't speak German, you might have gotten Shakespeare's famous phrase, to be or not to be, that is the question. But most of German-speaking people, we quote this exact translation in this exact version. And that is no coincidence. It has been around for some time, namely for more than 200 years. Meet August Wilhelm Schlegel, a writer of the Romantic period. He translated a lot of the so-called classical canon, like Shakespeare. And these versions are the ones we are still using until nowadays. What a great guy, isn't he? But wait. In fact, he done that with just a little help from his friends. The Romantics. This group of young people were kind of the hippies of the early 19th century. They lived together in shared communities, some of them by the motto of free love, and believed in working as a collective. And part of this group were female. Women like Dorothea Veit or Caroline Schlegel. But you know, there is this thing about giving women credit for the work they have done. This thing is actually quite annoying and makes women's life harder since always. Does anyone have idea what I'm talking about? The patriarchy. Boo. Yeah. You know, 200 years ago, it was not proper for a young lady to write books, but rather to be a good housewife to your hardworking and book-writing husband. And so the name of these women often did not appear on the cover of these books. And even nowadays, we are living in a man's world, from crash test dummies to number of toilets in public bathrooms to medicine. A lot of the data for building this is designed to fit for men, not for women. The reason why I am telling you this, I can't make this justice go away for everything, but I will try to solve it for our romantic women. And here's how. Our romantic friends were also busy letter writers. And what we do now is not only taking one letter, or two or three, we are taking 7,000 letters, 7,000 letter guys. We take the 7,000 letters and put them in a big knowledge graph. From this graph, we can then export data to model and analyze networks. In this way, we can look for patterns from quantitative structures. So instead of zooming in, we zoom out. But you know, these 200 years of patriarchy, they left their marks. Women's letters were often only considered valued when exchanged with famous men, leading to gaps in the networks. Topics like mental load or care work weren't considered relevant. So, in order to analyze this data, we need a good feminist approach that highlights and balances the gender bias. And this takes a lot of hard time and extra work. Dealing with data in a data feminist approach may not be the easiest solution. But after all, we researchers should not settle for the easy solution. Rather, we should find a reproducible and adequate answer for a complex problem. In this way, in this context, making women's creative work seen. To be or not to be? That is the question. Is it so? Or is it more to be visible or not to be visible? Thank you very much, and tusen Tag.
Elena.
Thank you.
Thank you, Elena.
Thank you.
So, the first time I heard you earlier today in your presentation, it made me think. Because it's not just Shakespeare that was written by men. A lot of what they, for example, teach in the schools today are written by men. So does that mean that we should actually start to look at more recent information the same way as you do in your research?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you look at like history and also literature studies, there are so many, you know, big words from big men and stuff like that. But it's not like this. I mean, if you take a good look at it, you see how many of these works have been done by women, or also like the reading books you read in school. Like how many of you have written a book of a woman, maybe one woman in school, but not like a lot of them. You know? So we should really consider like also taking stuff from women into the context, and into the table.
Data feminism, a new word I learned
work.
today. Thank you, Elena. Now it's time for you guys to vote for Elena.
Yeah.
And you have your URL, and the time starts now. Perfect. Your votes are in, and same as the ones from you guys watching on stream all over Europe. And now we need to hear from our judges. What do you think, judges?
Well, thank you for this presentation. I think you made most of us here smile a lot and laugh a lot while we were listening to this. You took a very media approach to your presentation, a very social media. I think that's something you would really succeed with, like on TikTok or in Reels. Like, you're really putting it down to something very, like, you know, that everyone can understand, and you're making your research enjoyable, and it's entertaining how you're performing. And as a journalist, I just loved how you explained this network, putting those letters and those women and searching for networks. This almost sounds like journalistic work, and I love it. Like, my journalist heart just moved. So thank you so much.
Oh, thank you so much.
Wonderful. Ingrid?
And my performing heart also loves it, because you speak like an actor that knows her lines from the heart, by heart. And because you talk from the heart, then it's the most effective way of reaching our hearts. That's why we laugh, that's why we smile, that's why we connect to your message. So congratulations, it's good.
Thank you very much.
And I must say, by using, did you see the power of props? Because props, in the theater we love props, of course, because you have a partner.
Yeah, he was
Good.
my little friend for the whole
Yeah,
few
yeah.
days, yeah. We really got
Sure,
attached to each other.
Good.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ingrid. Nicole?
Yes, I also liked your presentation a lot. It was very, very entertaining, as my colleagues already said. And what I liked about your research, about the research part of it, is that you really managed to show that a historical topic and something of the past, it has really nowadays relevance. And I like this interdisciplinary approach, and data feminism may sound strange to some people, but you explained exactly what it is, and this is what I really liked. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations, Elena. And now we get to see your scores, judges. Aha, let's see them.
Whoa.
3 sixes! Congratulations!
so
Give it up
much.
for Elena!
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Bye. Thank you. Woo. Okay.
Ooh, I got chills. Congratulations. Wow. Okay, but there's more to come. Wiktoria Grabalska is a lawyer and a criminologist by training. Her research at Opole University in Poland focuses mainly on female crime, juvenile crime, and new crimes. In her presentation, she addresses one of the latest phenomena in global criminology, which divides and excites societies around the world, becoming a global challenge of the 21st century. We call it sharenting. The stage is yours, Wiktoria.
Did you know that more than half of child pornography on the dark web comes from parents' social media accounts? Probably not. And you may now wonder, how is this even possible? I mean, shouldn't parents' greatest value be the privacy and safety of their own children? I think so too. And this is actually explained by the phenomena of sharenting, which is in my research field. Let's get to it one step at a time. So, sharenting comes from English words share and parenting. And sharenting together means a situation when parents upload pictures of their children online. In my research, I mostly focus on criminological aspects of the phenomena and how or if it can be prevented. So let's get to the research. First, the dangers. I already mentioned the first one, which was the child pornography, and you were wondering, how is it possible? So, a cyber criminal can upload your pictures from social media as any other person can do. And using artificial intelligence, they can manipulate the image also in any way they want to. Then, we also have identity theft. And just imagine identity theft and cybercriminal through it can take out loans, can advertise children for adoption in another country, and also impersonate children while talking with adults on illegal sites. Seriously, this happens in the world that we live in. Then we have another one, which for me is a little bit obvious, but think if it's obvious for you, mental health of our children. Imagine 15 years old finding babyhood pictures of their, let's say, enemies. What are they going to do with it? Think about all the bullying, think about the depression, and think about extreme situations which could even lead to suicidal crisis. And the only weapon we have against parenting for now seems to be the education of you, me, our children, and the whole society. So my whole role as a criminologist and a lawyer in the whole research is to focus on criminological aspects, future legal problems, and potential crimes that may arise of it. So now I want you all to think of a quick story. Did you happen as a child to maybe sit down with your parents, your grandparents, and look for this photo album, family album, with photos, I mean printed ones, not the ones you have on your iPhone right now. So do you think your parents would take this album and go to the middle of a crowded street and put it down there for anyone to look at it, take it, do whatever they want with it? Not likely, I would say. Don't do the same with your children online, please. If you take this little story with you today and you're gonna spread the word, then together we can actually do both prevention and education. And you may now wonder, why don't I have a presentation going behind my back today? So that was my choice. I chose not to show any pictures of children today. Now it's time for you to make your own choice. Thank you so much.
Good job, Victoria.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. So, as a parent, I'm a parent. I really feel like your research hits me hard. And I start to think, how can we reach more people with this information?
Well, I think this event is pretty a good place for it, right? So we just need to speak about it, spread the word, as I said, and education.
So spread the word, guys.
Spread the word.
And now it's time for you to vote for Victoria. Find your phones. I see you now. You're getting into it. Really good. And voting is starting now. Thank you for your votes. And now it's time to hear what the judges have to say about your performance.
I really think you are a natural-born performer. You are such free in your body language. You use your gestures in your hands to make your words very much stronger. You use pauses. You use the melody in your voice and in your text to make the message grab us in the heart emotionally. So I think you're really good.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Ingrid.
This is a topic that's very relevant in the world we are living in. And there were no visuals, as you mentioned. That was your choice. But even though there was not any, I didn't feel bored at all. You managed to get attention, and you managed to keep the attention of those who listen to you. And I believe what you're saying because you are the lawyer and you have the authority, but I was missing information about how you did your research and what exactly, like how the process was.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, and this is exactly what I wanted to say as well. It's a very, very relevant topic, and you really presented it in a very positive way. Also, it's a more a sad topic at the very end. But I was also missing a little bit that you explain us how you do your research on that. But that's also from my side.
Thank you.
Thank you, judges. Still a lot of good feedback, and let's see those numbers. A 5 and a 4 and a 4. Thank you. Congratulations, Victoria. Thank you. The term youth exclusion is used for those who do not complete high school. It's also often connected to being categorized as an outsider. Anna Åse Ugland has been a teacher for many years and has closely seen and experienced young people who are defined as excluded. In her PhD at UiA, she asked what it means to be excluded. And does exclusion say more about those who fall out, or even more about those who set the boundaries for what is inside and what is outside? The stage is yours, Anna.
What does an outsider look like? What images pops up in your mind when you hear the word outsider? Is it a person? Is it someone you once knew? And can you recognize that feeling in yourself? Outsiderness. My research is about youth exclusion, or whatever that is. And I'm going to use the next 3.5 minutes to try to explain a bit about why I'm doing what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, and what I'm doing. Exclusion, youth exclusion, is often connected to dropping out of school. And I have been a teacher all my grown-up life. I've been in the classroom. I've seen children, students come and go, succeeded, dropping out. And I've also been a student. Meet Anna, 17 years old. If I were to go to high school nowadays, I would probably get in the category dropouts, excluded youths, because I loved to sleep. I used to wake up around noon and scraped my way up to high school, just in time to take the school bus back again. So we know a lot about the statistics on dropouts. The latest numbers from Norway, we can see here, nearly 16% of young people are categorized as outsiders, as dropouts. If we turn this into a classroom, a class of 30 students, during high school, in average, 5 of them will drop out, quit school, and be categorized as dropouts or outsiders. And it's done a lot of research on this group, and I put emphasis on. In the way looking at them, risks of radicalization, risk of bad mental health. But not so much research has been done from their perspective. And this is where my research comes. I'm doing what's called an institutional ethnographic approach, where I try to understand the society from within, from a specific standpoint. And the standpoint that I'm using here is that I'm interviewing youth that have quitted high school from 16 until 29 years old. I wonder, what do they do in their everyday life? How do they do it? What do they think about what they are doing? And who is important for them in their life? It could be a teacher, it could be a counselor, it could be a neighbor, or the person who works at the nearest store. And what laws, forms, schemes is connected to what they do. So in a way, I try to understand something about what we can learn about outsiderness from those we categorize as outsiders. Here again, Anna, 17 years old. Does she look like an outsider? Does Anna, 42 years, look like an outsider? These days, with the Researcher Grand Prix, has been quite exhausting. We have been together day and night, eating, going on clubbing, not clubbing actually, but I wish so, doing a lot of things together. And sometimes I need a break. I need to sit down, be all by myself, think a bit, sort things out, listen to music. But when is the break so long that it could be categorized as I'm excluded? And did my choice of taking a break, is that categorized as dropping out? And what does these questions, how can that learn something when we talk about outsiderness and youth exclusion from school? Thank you.
Congratulations, Anna.
Thank you.
So, Anna, you are looking at this subject both as a researcher and also as a former teacher.
Yeah.
So, do you have any advice for teachers today with your experience in hand?
I think we need to remind ourselves about that dichotomy, black-white thinking inside, that's being inside of a school building or inside a job, and outside is like being outside of it, and see more like a process, like we can feel outside when we are in the thickest inside as well, and have that perspective when we are in school.
Thank you, Anna. Okay, guys, it's your time to vote for Anna. 1 to 6, and your voting starts now. Right. Thank you, guys. Votes are in. And so it's time to hear from our judges. Here you go. Take it away.
Yes, Anna, thank you very much for your presentation. It was really, really interesting and really exciting to hear about that. What I liked most about your presentation and your research is that you are really personally connected to it. It's really your research project based on your previous experience in your personal life and also in your professional life. So this is really great. And what I also like that you managed it in those 3 minutes to tell us about the methodology, to tell us about how you work on it, why you work on it. That was really interesting. And again, congratulations for your presentation.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nicole.
Another very relevant topic, especially where we live here in Agder in Kristiansand, the topic that I also covered as a journalist myself. And it's a topic where it's easy to get on stereotypes. So I really like that you don't stop on the numbers, you go into the depth, you take an interesting perspective. And I don't know if your research is already finished or not, if you have any conclusions, but the conclusions would be very interesting, absolutely, for any journalist to get into. And the method, because dropouts, it's not only a regional problem, it's definitely a problem all across Europe. So I guess it would be inspiring for whatever works with you, wherever really.
Thank you. Great feedback. Ingrid?
I think one of your strengths performing is that you are very much alive, and that you, I think actually the best part where when you sat down and you connected very closely, and that's a brave way of performing. And what also happened is a moment of improvisation, because it always gets more alive when we do something wrong. When you say clubbing and you make us laugh, and it's really, it's true that it's out of your manuscript, which is good, because then you have to improvise. And I must say, you use the stage also good. You're changing side a lot, makes it good. It took a while for you today. I got the feeling you had to warm a bit up to get your energy up. But you really succeeded. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, judges. Great feedback, attention to detail. We like it. And now we get to see the numbers. I already see 5, 6, and 5. Congratulations, Anna. Thank you, judges. Thank you. Okay, moving on. Working in collaboration with a car company, Huda Rafi is bridging the gap between drivers and modern car technologies. Her goal? To ensure that when car companies introduce new safety technologies, they genuinely enhance the driving experience, making it more comfortable, more secure, not more stressful or complicated. Her mission is to develop AI models that can understand how drivers truly feel about these new car technologies by reading their natural responses while driving. We welcome you on stage, Huda Rafi.
Every year, more than 1.2 million road accidents are recorded in Europe, resulting in 40,000 fatalities. 40,000 people never made it home. I know, I'm sorry I've broken this room atmosphere with such a heavy truth, but I also know that looking away won't help find a solution, and I want to be part of that solution. Today, we're in 2024. We're witnessing a technological revolution with rapid advancement in AI and countless new innovations. We can't help but step back and wonder, are there technologies that can help us as drivers feel more safe and prevent accidents? If technology can't connect billions across the globe, isn't it able to protect millions on our roads? Well, fortunately, the answer is yes. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our road guardian angels, the Advanced Driver Assistance Systems. These are the superheroes that were engineered to warn you to potential risk or to take control of your vehicle when needed. Picture this with me. You're driving in your car and a child dashes into the street. These superheroes take control of your vehicle and stop it faster than any human could. You drift from your lane? No worries. They guide you back to safety. These aren't just car features. These are where the entire automotive industry sees our future. The exciting part? The innovation of this field is just getting started. And we are just so amazed, so fascinated to know more and more about these technologies and hello in the real world. And prompting the question, will the superheroes still feel super when it grabs our own wheel? Or will reality turn our dream co-pilot into just a stressful backseat driver? Well, that's the missing piece. Expectation versus reality, the gap between admiring superheroes from far and living with them, and that's my thesis mission, to understand how we truly feel when this technology takes control of our own will. Will they really make us feel comfortable and safe? Or would they just add to the stress they promise to solve? Well, the classical approach to get the driver feedback is simple: hand out questionnaires and hope for answers that are precise and honest. I didn't find it wise to understand how we feel toward today's technologies with yesterday methodologies. That's why, as an AI researcher, I decided to do what I love to do the most: develop AI models. My model will be just like a translator for the body language. You're driving, for example, and while driving after returning from home, while your mind might be tired, your body still speaks its own truth. Every beat, every breath, every sweat, my model translates these silent expressions and translate them into a whole picture of emotions. By understanding how drivers truly feel, I can identify which superheroes need more training for perfection and which superheroes are worthy to be integrated on our roads and ready for action. So that only proven superheroes, only proven driver assistance systems can take control of our cars and wear their caps proudly. All of that so that you can drive home safely, and maybe then I won't have to start my presentation with such heartbreaking statistics. Hopefully. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Huda. Great presentation, and I think even us calm Norwegians can agree that there can be a lot of emotions while driving. Yeah. So you're actually measuring how the drivers react and respond while they're driving.
Yeah.
How do you technically do that?
Well, we use sensors that collect our physiological data, which mean like heartbeat, heart rate, and the most important thing that we should use like sensors that doesn't like annoy the driver while driving, so we get the genuine like feeling of the drive instead of being like annoyed by these sensors. Mm-hmm. So that's how we collect this data with using like sensors that are like doesn't like annoy the drive.
Yeah, fascinating. Fascinating.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, guys, it's time for your votes, 1 through 6. You can vote for Huda, and you can start doing it now. So the votes from you guys and all over Europe are in, and now it's time to hear from our judges.
Huda, I think you're a really a live performer. You dance your performance. You are very energetic, and you play with from a pianissimo to fortissimo, and you have this body language and the voice that fits together with your words. So it's very, very connected, which means that you hit me. I'm just into your world.
Thank you.
Great.
Thank you very much.
That's great feedback. Nicole?
Yes, I fully agree with that, and I really loved how we can feel your passion for your research. You said you want to be part of a solution, you want to have an impact. So this is really, really important nowadays when you're doing research. So keep that passion for your research. And a very personal comment, I have a new car with such a hero on my backseat, and it really drives me crazy. So if you need a volunteer, I will be there.
Volunteering.
Love it, Alexandra.
Exactly what Nicole said. I think everyone who drove a newer car, they can totally relate to what you're saying. And I love how passionate you are about your research. I love how straightforward you're very concrete in what you're saying, and that makes you, that gives you authority, because that makes me believe in that not only you're passionate about what you're saying, but that, you know, you're to rely on.
Thank you.
Wonderful feedback. Thank you, judges. And let's see the numbers. I see 3 sixes. Congratulations, Una! Wow. That's a perfect way to go to recession, go for a break. Now we're gonna fill up our glasses and move our legs a bit, and we'll be back in 15 minutes. So you guys out there on the stream, don't go anywhere. We'll soon be back. Have a good break. Welcome back, everyone. Way! Yes, yes. It's a good vibe here today. We're loving it. And we are ready for our final 5 contestants. You ready? Yay, I like it. Okay. Our next speaker is Annika Jolai, a biologist from Mainz, Germany. Beforehand, Annika mentioned coming from a quite conservative family. She sang in the church choir, she was a head altar server, and she went to Catholic school. However, today she's going to talk about something that's usually not discussed in her family. She is going to talk about sex. The stage is yours, Annika. Give her a hand.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. I'd like to talk to you about sex. It's not really anything I thought to ever say, especially in front of an international audience. But don't worry, because we're not talking about the act of sex. We're going to talk about biological sex. No, not like this. Like this. But let's start from the beginning. How is sex even determined? Well, there are different ways to determine sex, but they can be roughly categorized into either environmental, where some environmental cues such as temperature play a role, or genetics. We, for example, have X and Y chromosomes, which determine biological sex. They are highly dynamic, though, so just because we have sex chromosomes now doesn't mean that we will still have the same sex chromosomes, say, 1 million years from now. But no matter the underlying system, the result is always the same. We're either male or female. Right? Well, not quite, because, hate to break it to you, but sex is actually a spectrum. There are systems in between, and in fact, even within one individual, we can have more than one sex. The earthworm, for example, is a hermaphrodite, so they have both male and female reproductive organs. So when they mate, they lie together like this, and you can see that they fertilize each other here and here. So in the same time, they produce twice as many offspring. As a German, I'm obviously a huge fan of this, because how efficient is that? But even if we have only male and female, sex is also dynamic. It can change over the lifespan of an individual. In the blue-headed wrasse, for example, which lives in a harem structure with one male, many females, when the male dies, the biggest female transitions into a new male, meaning changes in size, coloration, and even the structure of reproductive organs. But how is that possible? How can the same DNA, the same genetic information, produce vastly different appearances? Well, the short answer to that is evolution. However, in my PhD, I'm trying to find a more detailed answer to that. So I wrote a nice little story for you, which I would like to read. It is the story of the 2 crabs. Once there lived a crustacean crowd, closely together, strong and proud. But over time, they split in two, and each group changed as species do. One kind used genes to fix their fate. The other left it to water state, where warmth and coolness should decide if they'd be male or female inside. But what shaped them on their separate ways through countless years and passing days? This is where my research starts, to solve this mystery piece by parts. One thing I investigate to unravel these species' fate is the state of each gene one by one. Is it turned off or is it turned on? Some genes are always activated. Vital roles like digestion well regulated. Others are active in only one sex, as males produce sperm and females eggs. Though 3 genes show this pattern clear, in truth it's 30,000 here, which is why we don't do this by hand, but use informatics to help understand. So by studying genes alive today, we understand evolution from yesterday and learn how shifts in genes and traits may shape what future life creates. So what have we learned from all we see? That by knowing the past, we glimpse what could be. That natural sexes are not binary, and some species shift sex dynamically. So next time you hear someone demand, "Is this all natural? Do you understand?" Just think of our little fish who show that nature's diversity helps life grow. Thank you.
Amazing, Annika. Thank you, guys. That's cool.
It is.
You're rhyming.
Yeah, I'm rhyming.
Yeah, you told a tale about 2 cute crabs.
Yes.
And you chose to do it in this poetic presentation way. Why this choice?
This has different reasons. The first thing is that everyone always tells me, no, biology, this is not a creative field. And I strongly disagree. I'm a very creative person. I just have boundaries within I can be creative. But I think biologists are very creative. Then it also started quite natural to me. So while practicing, I was realizing that I had more and more rhymes somehow in my presentation. And then I thought, yeah, okay, if I already have it here, then why not use it? And use that as a tool to show the diversity and variety that we have in nature. Also use that by the tools that I use in my presentation.
Wonderful. You caught me. It was very cool. Thank you,
you.
Annika. Okay, guys, if you also thought Annika's rhyming was cool, you can vote for her now on slido.com, and you can do it now. Thank you for your votes out there and in here. And now we can hear from our judges. Judges, take it away.
Well, thank you for your presentation. As journalists, we often hear that we tend to clickbait, but now I felt clickbaited how you did begin. But it's not a bad thing necessarily, because it got our attention. And sex, especially biological sex, it's a topic that's very relevant today, and a topic that we need more facts and less feelings when we talk about it. And the way you put your facts, it's very like social media friendly. It's very, you make it understandable for each and every one of us, I guess. And it reminded me kind of this like popular knowledge TV programs. It was easy to understand and enjoyable, entertaining at the same time. Thank you.
Yes, absolutely. Enjoyable and very original. I love your way of telling a fairy tale, because you put, I agree, you're creative, and you are such a good storyteller. So I really appreciate what you do.
Thank you, Ingrid.
So much.
Yes, I fully agree with what my colleagues have already said, and I think you really showed to us how entertaining research can be and how entertaining biology can be. And it's not only because you were speaking about sex, that always sells to some extent, but really you're presenting your research in a very entertaining and very good understandable way. So congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Wonderful feedback. Thank you, judges. And let's see those numbers. Are you ready? Annika, 5, 5, and a 6. Congratulations. Congratulations. Thank you, judges. All right. Henrik Brodland, he's an AI enthusiast who believes that artificial intelligence will help solve major societal problems. He has many years of experience in the industry as an AI expert. But now he spends his time pursuing an industrial PhD at the Norwegian company Norcart. His work focuses on applying artificial intelligence to manage an increasingly bureaucratic daily life for us Norwegians. Take it away, Henrik.
Back in the days, if you owned a piece of land, you could build whatever you wanted. But at some point, we started to do the most European thing there is. We started to regulate. And we kept on regulating, more and more regulations, until we ended up where we're now. No control. It's a mess. It's a jungle. Nobody manages to maneuver in it. And we can see it in the numbers as well. When we look at the number of building applications, it goes down. People apply for less new buildings. But if we look at the municipalities and the caseworkers that are processing these applications, they use more and more time. So, me as a citizen, I struggle to understand the regulations, but also the professionals struggle. It's a problem. To put a number on it, this costs over 500 million euros per year in Norway alone. I don't even want to think about what the number is for all of Europe. So, on one side, we have this huge jungle, this mess, this pile of regulations that nobody can maneuver. But luckily, we also have this new wave of technology coming. Digitalization, machine learning, big data. Maybe we can apply some of this to solve our problem. So, me as a humble citizen, all I want to know is how big garage can I build? Because I really like cars. Well, I can ask ChatGPT, but it only tells me to look at the regulations, so we're back to start. It didn't help anything. So the reality is that we have a problem and we have a potential solution, but they're too far apart. This is where my research comes in. I build a bridge. And how do I do that? Well, I travel around the country digitally and collect a lot of local regulations. And I do claim I'm the person with the most regulations on my computer. If somebody wonders, I have 100,000 PDFs downloaded. That might sound a lot, but comparing it to all written material in Norwegian, it's nothing. And Norwegian, again, is just a tiny language. In the scale of internet, it's nothing. So 100,000 PDFs, in the end, is not too much, because the really big and good AI models, they're trained on the entire internet. So what I do is to create AI models that are good at small, narrow domains, like regulations. One of these models are named Nora. This is Nora. And in order to make Nora really good at understanding regulations, we have to use a trick. And this trick is called synthetic data. So I take all of my regulations that I've collected, and I send them through a big AI model, and I create tasks related to regulations. I bring Nora into the classroom, I give her a regulation, I give her one of these tasks, and she learns a bit. And then we continue. new regulation, new task, she learns more. And we continue all until she has become really, really good at understanding regulations. So, Nora, maybe you can look at the regulations and give me the answer to the ultimate question. How big garage can I build?
The local regulations allow you to build a garage that is 6 meters tall and 70 square meters large.
Thank you. That was the answer I wanted from the start. Would have been so much simpler, right? So we have this like mess, this jungle of regulations that just makes a hassle for everyone. And this is where my AI models come in and clears it up. Thank you, Nora, and thank you from me as well.
Great job, Henrik. Thank you. So we saw Nora. She's at school, learning some new things. How far away is she from graduating? And so we all can start using Nora.
She's started high school, so she's done a lot, but she has a bit more to go. We need to make sure that she's an expert before we put her out. We don't want to put anything that is like 95%. We need to go all the way. That is really important. It has to do with trust to systems.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll wait for Nora.
But it's soon.
She's getting there.
Yeah, very close.
Okay.
Close.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, guys, are you ready to vote for Henrik? You grab your phones and you go to slido.com and you can start voting now. Okay, thanks for voting, and let's hear from our judges. Judges?
Yes, I think I will start. So, yes, congratulations for your presentation. It's always very tricky to present a topic related to artificial intelligence to an audience who are not experts in the specific field, and you really had a very good concrete example to show us what is this all about. And I also like Nora a lot because she could really be a help in our FORTHEM Alliance. So if you need some more training material, I think we would all volunteer to train Nora a little bit. And at the very end, I'm pretty sure we will hire her as well.
Thank you, Nicole. Ingrid.
I love your calmness and joy in your presentation and your humor as well. You are really a bridge builder, and you're making us love Nora. I love what you do.
Thank you.
Well said, Ingrid.
I can totally say a newspaper title, Public Administration Workers Hate Him, see why. And as a freshly baked house owner, I totally relate to all of that what you said, and I think that Nora would solve most of my problems recently. And I have to say that, yeah, the calmness that you have and the confidence, it gives you the authority that you need to, make us believe that what you do is legitimate. So an excellent performance.
Thank you.
That's great feedback, Henrik. Okay, are you ready for the numbers? Take it away. Let's see. You are getting a 6, 5, and a 6. That's amazing. Good job, Henrik. Thank you, Henrik. Well done. Amazing. And we're moving on to our next contestant. Ineta Liepina from Latvia is a scientist by day with a lifelong fascination for the sea. Ineta has uncovered evidence that flips what we thought we knew. Nutrients, once thought to fuel blue-green algae blooms, actually don't promote their growth to the extent that we thought. Could this discovery change how we view one of the biggest environmental challenges of our time? We are excited to hear more from you, Ineta. Take it away.
Let me take you on a journey way back, billions of years back, when Earth looked completely different. Our first stop is an era when ancient tiny microorganisms called blue-green algae were one of the first life forms on Earth. Now, to put it in perspective, if blue-green algae is 100 years old, 100, humanity appeared around 3 days ago. Imagine the stories they could tell us, right? Now, throughout this time, they have been shaping the world as we know it, and also creating conditions for more complex life, me and you, to be able to evolve. And up till this day, they're still silently influencing life all the way from Palermo to the northern beaches of Kristiansand. Second thing I want you to know, despite the contrary belief that blue-green algae is a plant, it's actually bacteria that acts like a plant, and as such, it uses sunlight for energy, and in return, creates a little bonus, oxygen, releases into the atmosphere, and I think you would agree that most life benefits from that, right? So, my research combines the love for biology and chemistry with the excitement and challenges of fieldwork. In fact, I often get to go on research cruises that last up to a week, where I take samples and I analyze how these tiny microorganisms interact with their surroundings. This is a thrilling but sometimes unpredictable line of work. But every step is closer to uncovering how these microorganisms have shaped the world in almost invisible ways. So what have I found out in the process? Well, the leading theory up till now was that more nutrients means more blue-green algae, and more algae means that they're becoming a source of pollution themselves. My research shows that it's not the case in marine environments, because with increasing nutrients, they didn't thrive in my experiments. In fact, they were overtaken by even smaller organisms that grow faster. So this competition suggests that there is more than just nutrient overload in the water for their overgrowth. But then what are we missing? Could it be the warming of winter temperatures, or perhaps the shifts in salinity? We are not certain yet, but one thing is clear. It's more than just the nutrients. It's a mix of forces. So the next time you're by the water, just remember, you're sharing this space with some of the Earth's oldest inhabitants. And they're not always a threat. They also depend on the delicate ecosystem dynamics. Thank you.
Thank you, Ineta. Yes. So this sounds like it could be a huge discovery, your research. So where do you take your research from here?
Well, if we want to look at the big picture, nutrient overload in the waters comes from food production. And we can't see ourselves cutting down on food production, right? We still need to feed ourselves. So we need to really know what drives the changes in blue-green algae and the whole ecosystem in general, to know what is climate, what is something that we influence, and to make better decisions.
Fascinating, fascinating. Thank you, Ineta. Now it's your time, guys, to vote. You put up your phones and you go to slido.com and you can start voting now. Thank you for your votes. And it's time to hear from our judges. Judges?
Thank you for your performance and your presentation. When I saw what you were, and then when I heard what you were talk about, you know, I was like, how can you make a green-blue alg interesting for most of us? And it's definitely a difficult thing to come up after Henrik, who talked about something that sooner or later will, you know, be in our lives. But I thought that you had a very good start. Like, you make me listen to you straight away with how you like started telling the story with the beginning of the world and the planet and all of that. And I can see through how you perform and how you tell about your research that you're really interested in that and that it is your true passion. And I have no doubt that whatever you discover will be important, and you will make sure that people understand what the topic is.
Thank you, Alexandra. Wonderful.
Yes, I also like very much your passion for your topic and how you're in that and how you really enjoy working on that. That was really, really clear. And yes, as she already said, it can have a real big impact. So keep this passion for your topic. I had a little bit of difficulties to follow you on your journey. So from this part, you started very exciting, and so the what, why, how could have been more stressed, but it's just a minor aspect. It was a very, very good presentation, and congratulations and good luck for your research.
This is a really important work you do. I love, what I love the most is when you use the words to like imagine. You don't say only imagine, you say imagine. You are singing on the vocals, and when you do that, you make some words more important than other words. And that is really good when you do that, and you should do it more, because then you get more dynamic. And look at her, she uses colors. This is a stage. This is a really good costume for a stage. And the first really coming out with the colors, using it as something special for you. Good.
Great review.
Thank you.
Thank you, judges. Yes, give her a hand. Good job. So, and we also need to see some numbers. Are you ready? Your score tonight? 4, 4, and a 4. Thank you, judges. Good job, Ineta. Alina Arti is representing the University of Jyväskylä. Alina's research focuses on misinformation in the corporate world, aiming to understand its impact on businesses, society, and to provide solutions to its threats. We're ready for your 4 minutes. Welcome to the stage, Alina.
Hi. I want you to think about the company you truly admire, whether it's your favorite car brand, a trusted airline, or the clothes company that you like to buy for your kids. Does everyone have a company in mind? Yes, I see you nodding. Okay, so I want you to imagine the situation when you wake up one morning, open the news, and seeing headlines accusing this company of spreading misinformation. For example, about their environmental practices. How would you feel? Some of you might feel quite disappointed, thinking that they've been supporting this company with their money. Others might dismiss the accusations as nonsense, and some of you might not react at all. But what if you owned shares in this company? What happens when bad news spreads? That's right, the stock falls. Now, corporate misinformation is not only impacting you emotionally, it is impacting you financially. Let's take it one more step further. Does corporate misinformation impact only individuals? The answer is no. Corporate misinformation impacts the society as a whole by distorting trust, breaking the financial stability, harming the environment, and so on. Conversely, there are cases where companies are falsely accused of spreading misinformation, based on unverified information or to damage their reputation. The World Economic Forum names misinformation the most severe threat facing the society at the moment. Yet, when it comes to corporations, the area is still under-researched. This is where my research comes in. I investigate how corporate misinformation spreads, how stakeholders like consumers, activists, investors react, and what are the consequences for the businesses and for the society. At the moment, the problem is that companies lack a clear framework to recognize, manage, and mitigate misinformation. Their responses are often either too late or only escalate the crisis. At the moment, majority of misinformation research is focused on politics, obviously, and social media. My research fills a critical gap by examining corporations. By combining insights from psychology, business strategy, and research on countering influence, I hope to provide practical steps and framework for companies to manage misinformation before it spirals out of control. The research is not done in isolation. I collaborate with leading corporate communication experts worldwide to make sure that our work is not only grounded in theory, but is also practical. Why does this matter? In today's world, trust is everything. Companies that address misinformation proactively do not only protect their reputation, they build stronger relationships with their stakeholders and the society as a whole. This is more than just damage control. It's about building trust and transparency. This work is not only about helping businesses. It's about protecting all of us. As consumers, as investors, as members in the society. By empowering companies to manage the risks of misinformation, I hope to contribute to a world where transparency and accountability are the norm, where we can confidently trust the brands we support. In this complex digital age, my work is a small, teeny tiny step toward making the world a little less uncertain and a little less wicked. Thank you.
Alina, you guys, well done.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, Alina, you talk about words such as misinformation, fake news, and I immediately start thinking about the election we had.
Oh, yes, we did.
Yeah. So have you made any lessons in your research that can be applied to, say, political events, like an American election?
Even though my research is focused on corporations and businesses, some of the frameworks and results, for example, on how misinformation persuades audience, I think it can be applied to public sector as well.
Interesting. Thank you. Okay, Alina, you guys, are you ready to vote? Yes. Grab your phones, and your voting starts now.
Please vote. Let's fight misinformation together.
Thank you for your votes. And it's time to hear from our engaging judges. Judges?
Yes, I will start. I really think it's a strong will in your research, and it's a strong will in your performance. It gives you authority.
Thank you.
Yes, and it's a huge variety in your performance as well. If you remember, audience, she says, why does this matter? You use the pauses to get your message very clear. And then you go up like tiny step, like the lower voice, and it gives this variety. It's good.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ingrid. Alexandra?
Yeah. I think that it's interesting because your work and the consequences of it, it kicks in when my work as a journalist, makes, what, hit the fan. And I really like that you guided us very clearly and very structures through what you do, why you do it. You're very confident of why this is important for you. I was maybe missing some exciting point, a climax in that. But other than this, a very structured, very good, very clear presentation.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I fully agree with what Alexandra said. I also like very, very much that you took us that you really explained the starting point, the research gap you would like to fill, and how you're doing it. So this was very, very great. And I also like that you're doing this already in an international cooperation, because this is very important, I think, especially for your research topic, because companies are getting more and more international and not only active on national level. So yes, congratulations for this great presentation.
Thank you very much.
Wonderful feedback. Thank you, judges. Give them a hand. Come on, guys. Don't be shy. And now we're ready to see some numbers. Judges, you're getting 6, 5, 5. Amazing. Congratulations. Congratulations. Thank you, judges. Okay. Robert Rajay from Poland is a PhD candidate in linguistics. He is specializing in the representation of AI in popular science media. His research explores the narratives, the metaphors, and communication strategies used to present AI to the public. By analyzing these patterns, he aims to understand how AI technology is portrayed by broader audiences. We want to hear more. Welcome, Robert.
Attention. Here's the phrase for today. Pink elephant. Yes, you heard it right. Pink elephant. What just happened? Besides causing a few surprised looks, as I can see, I managed to evoke a rather unusual image in most of your minds. Let's take it a step further. Watch out for the bald man. He might be extremely dangerous. With just few words, and I have already shifted a rather neutral perception of a person and spark a sense of threat. I'm a linguist, and today I would like to show you how powerful language is. I might not be able to summon a dragon right in front of you, but with words we can influence emotions, attitudes, and decisions. Well, I would compare language to this pair of glasses. When I put them on, the image I see becomes darker. We've got different types of glasses with various filters. Tinted, like the pink one, or corrective. And language works in a similar way. The words we choose can sharpen certain aspects of reality while distorting or even ignoring others. And media use such filters, shaping our visions of the world. And now, I would like to give you a second phrase. Ready? Artificial intelligence. What comes to your mind right now? Because AI is not a technology that has got a one material form that we can touch. How we perceive it is influenced by what we have read, seen, or read or listen about it. And it permeates more and more important aspects of our lives. In my research, I focus on how popular science media represent artificial intelligence. Why popular science media? Because they serve as a bridge between a complex scientific realm where AI is being developed and broader audience like you and me. But the question is, what exactly do we see when we talk about AI? Because popular science media bring AI closer to us and provides us with glasses through which we can see it. Maybe we can see a superhero that Huda showed us. Or maybe a Henrik's friendly robot, Nora. Well, is it a technology, miraculous tool that will solve all our problems? Or maybe a threat, severe threat to our democracy, threat to our privacy and our jobs? Okay, but you may ask, why even study media representations of AI? Because these are thousands of words and images woven into narratives that not only explain AI to us, but also shape certain visions of the future towards which we are heading. They influence our emotions, our attitudes regarding opportunities and risks associated with AI. And finally, our mine and yours decision. My goal is to understand the construction of these glasses, these metaphors and narratives that we often accept without question. Well, I'm in the midst of my journey and I don't have definite answers yet. But one thing I know for sure, the way we talk about AI today is shaping the world in which we will live tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you, Robert. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
I think a lot of you guys, and myself included, we have a pink elephant in our mind right now.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Thank you. So, what are do you have any specific metaphors or narratives that you've seen about AI in your research?
Interesting question. Well, we can divide two spheres, the visual sphere, where AI is often presented as a robot, like very often it's a brain, right? Artificial maybe, or digital. Sometimes it's codes, digits, all wall of digits, presenting like codes. But there is also the textual dimension. And it's really interesting to see if AI is presented as an agent, like AI will save the problem in the car industry. Or maybe the opposite one, as a tool, that Henrik used AI tool to solve the problem of bureaucracy. It's really interesting to see because these are not really easy answers, but it's a lovely journey to go deeper into it.
And it's affecting how we see and how we use AI, I suppose, for the future. Yeah?
For sure. Yeah.
Thank you, Robert. Okay, it's time to vote for Robert. Grab your phones for the last time, and your voting can start now. Perfect. Thank you for your votes. And it's time to hear from our judges. Are you ready, judges? Alexandra?
Cześć Robert, gratuluję udanej prezentacji.
Dziękuję pięknie, Aleksandro.
Yeah, I just congratulated Robert with the presentation. That was a very theatrical one, very performatively strong. And as a journalist, I need to be always aware how strong the words I use are and how they shape my readers, how they perceive the topic. And AI, it's something completely new for us. So it's very relevant what you're researching, how we are going to be perceiving that, and how, for example, journalists are going to be writing about this, and how it will make people understand it. And yeah,
it's it's such a responsible task to write about and to shape the visions of the reality
Yeah, absolutely. And when it comes to your presentation, I like that you started very structurally, and then it got a bit flatter, and you lost me for a couple of times, but still a very strong topic and a very strong presentation. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, I also liked your presentation a lot, and especially the starting point and what Alexandra has already said, and I think it's very, very important. I think it was a lot of information, and here and there it could have been a little bit less theoretic, and let's say here and there an example would have helped maybe not to lose people, but it was a really interesting presentation, and it's a very, very important topic. So keep your energy for this research project, because it's very, very relevant, and you're really doing a really great job.
I will. Thank you.
I think you connected with us from the start, that you really looked not only one spot in the public, but you used a lot of people in your audience, which connected you to us. And I think you have a good stage energy. And I also think that it's interesting to see you talking with in the interview. Then you are even more alive. So I think that put more of that into your performance, because then I can see you are really alive. But I compliment you with using your glasses as a prop, which is good. So, congratulations, this is good.
Thank you.
Thank you, judges. Yes, give them a hand. Thank you, guys. And let's see our judges' final votes. You're getting to a 5, and a 4. Congratulations, Robert. Thank you, judges. Not bad. Okay. If you all can count, you know we have counted 11 contestants that have made it through this evening. And it's quite amazing to be served so much research and information on this silver platter, huh? So I think I speak for everyone when I say I'm impressed. Am I right? Give them a hand. And let's welcome them on stage. Come on, guys. Amazing. Thank you, researchers, for going out of your comfort zones tonight and serving us research in a second language. You're all winners. And I think it's safe to say that the University of Agder is a really proud host tonight. I'm sure of it because we have Rector Sunniva Whitaker with us here. Let's get Sunniva up. Hi, Sunniva. Welcome on stage.
Thank you.
Sunniva, what are your thoughts of this very first edition?
Well, I think it's extremely exciting, and it makes me really proud. And I actually think this is the only European University Alliance that actually organizes this type of event. And that also makes me proud. Also, I'd like to say that all the topics that were presented here today are universal. And I think the dissemination of research across borders is extremely important. And topics like both singing and artificial intelligence, these are really universal topics, and I think we can all relate to all the different subjects that were presented here today.
Absolutely. And how important is this project for the university?
Well, I think it's extremely important because early stage researchers, as PhD students are, is extremely important for the future of the production of knowledge in Europe. And I think this is something that we focus a lot on in our University Alliance, early stage researchers and networking. More seasoned researchers often have a strong network, but young researchers, they are in the process of establishing networks, and I think that the FORTHEM Alliance is really a great tool in that respect.
Well put. And now I think, although they're all winners,
yeah, absolutely,
we have one winner. So let's get the envelope. Thank you, Harald. I'll give you the honors. Are you researchers ready? Are you ready? Let's see who is the winner of the very first edition of the FORTHEM Researcher Grand Prix of 2024.
All right.
Take it away.
Okay, so the winner of this competition is Huda.
Woo!
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Thank you, Sunniva. Thank you, Huda. Don't hide. They're in the back there. Everyone's celebrating you. Congratulations. And before we go, we have one last person to say thank you to. Because excellent research would be nothing without excellent ideas. We would like to thank someone special for the excellent idea of taking the Researcher Grand Prix to Europe through FORTHEM. He has coached our researchers this week and given them a great introduction to Kristiansand. Let's bring up Arne Martin Larsen. So congratulations, Huda, and congratulations everyone for a great presentation. Thank you all for coming. Thank you, judges, and thank you, voters and streamers. Thank you for attending this event, and good night.